We all know that salt raises blood pressure. In this video, I'm going to show you how excessive salt just doesn't affect your heart. It impacts your gut, your brain, and your entire vascular system in ways you probably never realized. I'll prove it to you with this powerful visual right here. When I'm holding this clear glass, and as I put this salt in this glass, I want you to imagine this salt right here. This building up inside your bloodstream. Not only is it just a pinch from a salt shaker, but I'm talking about hidden salt packed into everyday foods like your breads, your frozen meals, your canned soups, your salad dressings, your sauces, as well as your snacks. And over 70% of the salt that we consume comes from processed foods, not the salt we add ourselves.
Wow.
Now let's make this real. The recommended daily allowance limit for sodium is about 2,300 milligrams. How much is that? That's roughly 1 level teaspoon of salt per day. But the average person in the United States consumes over 3,400 milligrams daily, which is about 1.5 teaspoons or more. And that adds up real fast. You're probably not even measuring it because it's buried in everyday foods. Most people associate salt with blood pressure. But high salt intake also disrupts your gut microbiome, the trillion of bacteria in your digestive tract that regulates everything from immunity to inflammation to mood. And when your gut bacteria is thrown off, your ability to produce key neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine drops significantly. That's why high salt intake is now linked to more than just hypertension. It's connected to anxiety, mood swings, fatigue, and mental fog. But that's just the beginning. Excessive salt also suppresses nitric oxide, a critical molecule your body produces to relax and dilate your blood vessels. And when nitric oxide levels drop, your arteries become more rigid, and blood flow can't flow as freely, and oxygen delivery to your organs declines. This affects every part of your body, especially your brain. With reduced nitric oxide, blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus, decision-making, and emotional control, slows down dramatically. You might even feel a little dizzy, lightheaded. You may notice that you're more forgetful, easily overwhelmed, or just not thinking as clearly. Studies have shown that chronic high salt intake can shrink this brain region over time. And because nitric oxide also supports circulation to your muscles, kidneys, your skin, and digestive system, its suppression impacts your energy, your recovery, and your overall health. And this is how too much salt, even without symptoms, may be dulling your brain and aging your body from the inside out. Now let's think back to the salt in this glass. You don't need to taste it to be overloaded. Most people are consuming far more than they realize. They're feeling the effects without even knowing why. So what can you do? First, start labels. Anything with more than 300 milligrams of sodium per serving adds up quickly. Want to cut back on those boxed and those frozen foods and aim for whole foods? Whole fruits, vegetables, and clean proteins. Eating more potassium-rich options like potassium, avocados, leafy greens, and sweet potatoes reverse the intake of that sodium. It brings it down, naturally relaxes the vessels, and helps support nitric oxide production. You want to drink plenty of clean water throughout the day and prioritize gut-healing foods like sauerkraut, kefir, kimchi, as well as plain yogurt. Your gut and brain are directly connected, and when one improves, so does the other. So here's my challenge for you. For the next 7 days, reduce your sodium intake by cutting back on those processed foods. Stay hydrated. Increase your potassium and give your microbiome a break. You might be surprised by the difference in your mood, your clarity, and your energy. Not just your blood pressure, but your entire mind and body. This is no longer just a heart issue. Salt is impacting your brain. It's impacting your circulation, your ability to think clearly. But the good news is this: your body can respond quickly. And now that you know the truth, you have the power to reverse it, starting today. Please share it with your friends and family. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.